Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to continue moving on with area. We have solved area of a rectangle, of a triangle, and of a parallelogram. Those are things that you should already have filled in your notes. If you do not have those things filled in into your notes, pause this video and you can copy the formulas and the information about those before we begin area of a trapezoid. And then you can restart the video when you are ready for trapezoid. Today we are doing area of a trapezoid, and this is a more challenging formula compared to the length times width and the base times height of a rectangle or parallelogram, or simply adding the division by 2 to the area of a triangle. So in this case, we are going to have to really use that process of copying a formula, filling in the measurements, solve using order of operations, and then labeling our answer. That process is really going to matter with this formula. So let's just jump right in. A traditional trapezoid is what we're dealing with, or what probably most of you are thinking about, and that's just simply the shape where we have, forgive my art, it's terrible today. Let's try that again. We're having two parallel sides, and they are connected on either end by sides that are not parallel. So that is a basic trapezoid. But this formula works for trapezoids that are different than what we're used to. So for example, a trapezoid made with some right angles, that is still a trapezoid. Even though this one side has a right angle, we still have only the one set of parallel sides. The opposite sides are not parallel. A trapezoid can also be tipped up on its side. So it can look like this. This is still a trapezoid, and these sides are the parallel sides. Just because we flipped it doesn't change what parallel means. So when we're dealing with trapezoids that look like this, these are going to be our bases or our parallel sides. And we will get to all of that in just a minute. So let's look at the formula for a trapezoid. And this is a little bit longer one, but we have area equals 1/2 height. And then in parentheses, we have base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses. So this formula requires us to use order of operations and is going to require us to really think about the parts of a trapezoid. So what I want you to do is go ahead and get that formula copied, and then pause the video and copy in these next two boxes here and here with the formula written out in words and then an explanation of the formula. And when you restart the video, we're going to do some trapezoid solving together. All right, so hopefully you've gotten all that information copied. You can always pause the video and get anything copied you need to and restart it when you're ready. So we're going to jump right into finding the area of a trapezoid. And let's start with a trapezoid that is a traditional trapezoid, what we're used to dealing with. Looks like this. So we have our formula, area equals 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So I need to give you some information for this trapezoid. So our bases are always the sides that are parallel to each other. So in this case, it's the top and the bottom. But again, the trapezoid that was tilted on its side, the bases are still the sides that are parallel. So we're going to say that this base is 3, and this base, we'll call this one 5. And then we need a height. And just like when we talked about parallelograms and triangles, the height of a trapezoid is determined by creating a right angle from the highest point to the base. So we need that right angle here, and this is going to be the height of our parallelogram. That didn't come out very well, but it's not super straight, but you get the idea. That's our height. And so we're going to say this height is 2. that in black. So now I have the information I need to fill in my measurements into my formula. So we're going to rewrite the formula. Area equals 1/2 height, which is 2. We're going to multiply those times base 1, 5, plus base 2, 3. And now we're going to solve using order of operations. So I know that in order of operations, we have the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And that P means parentheses. I solve anything in parentheses first. So in this case, I have 5 plus 3, which is 8. And I'm going to multiply that times my height times 1/2. And just like with every other formula, I just keep solving one part and dropping everything else down to keep my work organized. All right, we'll continue on. And now I can do this multiplication problem. We'll start with the 2 times 8. So area equals 1/2 times 2 times 8 is 16. And I know for my final step that multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. So I can think to myself, what is 1/2 of 16? Or what is half of 16, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. So my final answer on this is 8. And if you look in my picture, I didn't give you a specific unit. So for our label, we just use the word units. And because it's area, it's units squared. So my final answer for this trapezoid is 8 units squared. All right, if there's any part of that was too fast or that seems a little confusing, you can rewind this video and watch it again. Practice filling in those numbers into the formula and solving. You have an assignment in Canvas, an image of the assignment in Canvas, or it's been sent home with you for you to work on practicing solving trapezoids. And the assignment is two-sided, but you only need to do side 1. So make sure you're only doing the side of the work you need to. All right, if you have any questions, send me a message, and I look forward to seeing you soon.